Good morning. Today we're going to continue working on adding and subtracting rational expressions. I would like to start off with problem number 14 with you. On Friday, we began talking about adding and subtracting rational expressions, and we said the first thing we have to do, thing one, is we have to get a common denominator. And right now you could tell your denominators are not the same. So I'm going to put a rectangle around my first denominator, and since my second denominator is indeed different, I'm going to just circle it. So I have a rectangle, I have a circle. They have to both be the same. So we're going to multiply both the numerator and the denominator by what's missing. So the first one has a rectangle, it doesn't have the circle, so I'm going to extend my fraction bar, and I'm going to put my circle, and I'm going to multiply it in both the numerator and the denominator, and inside that circle is a 2x. Now I'm going to extend my second fraction bar, and I only have a circle here. I also need what's in my rectangle. So I'm going to multiply the top and bottom by what's in that rectangle, 3x squared plus 12x. Okay, so now both of my denominators are the same, so I'm ready to go to step 2. In step 2, we should have our common denominator. And I'm putting CD for common denominator. And here is my common denominator. Both of my fraction bars, under both of the fraction bars, we have a 2x and we have 3x squared plus 12x. Okay, so now we're ready to multiply. In my numerators, both places, I'm going to multiply. I'm going to take this 2 and I'm going to multiply it to the 2x. It's going to give me 4x. I'm putting parentheses around it to show that's everything from that first numerator. Now, in between my two fractions, I had a plus sign, so here's my plus sign in between my two. And on the right side, I'm going to take this 8 and I'm going to distribute. I'm going to multiply it to everything inside my rectangle. So 8 times 3x squared gives me 3 times 8 is 24, so 24x squared. And 8 times 12x, 8 times 12 is 96. There's my x. And I'm putting parentheses around it to show this is everything on the right side. So, to finish up my problem, step 3, I'm going to write my common denominator, which is 2x times 3x squared plus 12x. Oops, there's my x. And in the numerator, I need to add anything that I can. I put my x squareds first. I have a 24x squared. Then with my x's, I have 4x and I have a 96x. That's going to give me 100x. Now we could simplify this a little bit further, but right now at this point I'm just wanting you to be able to add and subtract rational expressions. So I'm going to go ahead and let you leave it just like that. And make sure you understand that this was an x right here that I'm squeezing in. Thank you, and we'll move on to the next problem. Alright, we're going to scoot you back up and look at problem number 7. I wanted to do a subtracting problem with you. So, first thing we need to do is make sure we have a common denominator. And right now, you can tell, denominators are not the same. So I'm going to put a rectangle around my first denominator. And I'm going to put a circle around the second denominator. And in order to get a common denominator, we're going to have to multiply the numerator and the denominator by whatever factor we have missing. So on the left side, I'm going to extend my first fraction. I'm going to extend the fraction bar. And I can see I'm missing a circle, so I'm going to multiply the top and the bottom, the numerator and the denominator, by the 4 that's in the circle. On the right hand side, I have a circle but no rectangle, so I'm going to multiply, and I'm going to extend my fraction bar, and I'm going to multiply the numerator and denominator by my rectangle. Okay, step 1 is completed. Step 2. Now I have my common denominator. Both of them have the circle with the 4, rectangle with the x minus 1. So here is my common denominator, 4 times x minus 1. And now in the numerator, we're going to need to multiply. So my first numerator, I'm going to take the 6 and I'm going to multiply it to the 4. 6 times 4 is 24. And this is everything that's in that first numerator. Now in between the fraction bars was a minus sign, so I'm going to put my minus sign. And in my second numerator, I'm going to take the 5x and multiply the 5x to both of these. So 5x times x is a 5x squared. 5x times negative 1 is a negative 5x. And I put parentheses around it to show this is everything in my second numerator. Now notice in between these we have a minus sign if this is subtracting. So if we have subtracting, and let me erase this. We have subtracting. If it's subtraction, you're going to change the minus sign to a plus sign and everything in the parentheses behind it. So what does that mean? It means I'm going to change this minus sign right here in between here to a plus sign, but if I do that, then I have to change everything in the parentheses behind it. This positive 5x squared has now become a negative 5x squared. And I'm circling it so you can see I changed it. So I changed what's in the middle, I changed the 5x squared, and I also have to change this minus 5x to a plus 5x. It's got to become the opposite. And now I'm ready to finish up step 3. Step 3, we're going to combine like terms in the numerator, and we already have our common denominator. So I already have my common denominator, which is 4 times x minus 1. And in my numerator, starting with the highest power, I have some x squareds. So this is a negative 5x squared, because we changed it. Then for my x's, I have a positive 5x. And for my constants, I have 24. And there is our final answer. Okay, you have an assignment. Your assignment for today is you are going to complete 7 through 14, but you may omit number 8. Okay. hey, good luck, have a great day, make sure you turn in your work when you are finished.